celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life with Sterling Fox on AM 650.
Welcome back to the program. We're talking retirement living on Boomer Life today with the folks from Shannon Oaks. Jillian Fullerton is the marketing director over at Shannon Oaks and for Baptist Housing. And one of the residents from Shannon Oaks, Alma Battersby, is also in studio with us. Alma is a retired teacher, mostly from the Richmond School District. So Here you are back in Richmond tonight, talking on the radio, and it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
One of the surveys that, and of course, because it is a new industry, constantly looking for feedback from people who are participants. And one of the things they do in the retirement community business, Alma, is relentlessly survey people who live in those communities. And the one finding that is common to almost everyone is the incredible degree of satisfaction. It's in the 90%, 95, 97% of people going, this is great. And also the common denominator comes back. They also say, you know, my only regret is that I didn't move here sooner, because I would have had a lot more fun 5 years ago than I'm able to have right now. Do you relate to any of these remarks?
I certainly do. And it's I think that it's daunting to people to make the change. But when you see people coming in to look around, it's their daughters and sons that are saying, boy, I'm going to live here when I retire.
Right.
I mean, it certainly is of interest to younger people. And the older people, I think that when they once do move, they realize, hey, this is really good. I don't have to cook. I don't have to shop. I don't have to clean. Great. I mean, you've got everything done for you, planned for you, and you can partake or not as you choose. And I agree with you that the people make the move when they are able to, not when they have to.
Right. And I think, you know, if you went down that list of things, the one thing that doesn't exist is the need to do chores.
Correct.
Right? All those daily chores, all the cleaning and the dishwashing and the making of the beds and the vacuuming and all that junk. I mean, if there's one thing you wouldn't mind being relieved of, it's the chores, you'd think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and even you get your house cleaned too.
Right.
I mean that's valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And your linen done, your laundry done, your flat laundry. And I mean, there's hardly anything I can criticize, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so moving when you're able to still continue your lifestyle as you had before. Great.
Right. And one of the things that Jillian, you and I have talked about in the past, and I think we should just, using Alma's remarks here as a springboard, talk about the trial stay.
Yes.
Because if you would like a taste of what Alma has come in 9 years to enjoy every day, then you're going to have to stick around. You can't just go for lunch. Not that that's a bad idea, because it isn't. But if you want a real taste of what life in a retirement community would be like, you got to go live in one, and you got to stay in one for more than a day or a lunch. You got to stick around for what would be a preferred length of time to really get a feel for what it's all about.
Minimum 5 days, I would say.
Okay.
At least that. A week. Some people would do 2 weeks. That you get the sort of the rhythm of the place.
Exactly.
And you get to know some of the people. You have meals with them. You do some of the activities with them. You go on bus trips with them. And it's you see the highlights, and you also see the lowlights.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really make a good assessment of it. The cost of that, and that includes all your meals, all your accommodation, is $100 a day.
Wow.
And when you move in, that's all reimbursed to you.
Oh, for goodness sake.
So it's, why not try it?
You kind of coming and going here, Joey.
All your meals,
right?
All your accommodation, all the activities.
But, you're such a good sport about this, because it's important, and you've done this before. You say that, if this is serious stuff and you really are intent on finding the right spot for mom or dad, that kick a few tires.
Definitely.
Try a few places.
Definitely.
Don't just narrowly zoom in on one. Get a sense of what's out there. Look at the big picture before making a decision.
Yes, and compare food, compare activities, compare staff, compare price. all of those things. Just don't look for just price.
Right.
Compare everything. Compare the whole layout. Compare, Alma was talking about the gardens. We have beautiful gardens.
Right.
Beautiful gardens.
It is a lovely place to live. It really is.
Right. And one of the things that, if you don't mind, just picking up on the price thing, because obviously when boomers especially come visit Shannon Oaks and end up in your office, they obviously want to know a few things. And one of the things they want to know is the economics of it all.
Yes.
And I think it's important to point out that whatever the price is, it's the price. As opposed to, well, that'll get you 20 meals this month.
Exactly.
And then we're going to bill you for another 40 by the end of the month. And again, this is all about kicking tires, because not every retirement community is run on an identical basis.
Exactly.
And the variety is quite wide. Alma, when you, back a bunch of years ago now, were making that conscious decision by yourself to move into a retirement community, did you look around? Did you have a look at what was out there? And how did you come to make your decision? Alma is shaking her head no. It's radio, Alma. You have to say no. You can't shake your head.
Well, it was right in my stamping grounds where I lived. I was familiar with the community center. And I mean, I didn't, and when I did get an opportunity to hear what it was like and see the demonstration suite, I didn't really feel the need to look anywhere else.
Because it was what you wanted.
It was what I wanted.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Aren't we lucky?
No kidding. No kidding.
Aren't we lucky?
No, but the point is that, it doesn't happen as easily for others as it did in the case of Alma, and all the more reason to do a little investigation.
Yes, it's important. Unfortunately, there was somebody I was in contact with some time ago, and she went into one place which she's not too happy with, and she didn't even know Shannon Oaks existed. And I'm going, oh dear, that's my fault. Marketing, the name should have been out there.
Right.
It should be right on her tongue. But do look around.
When you go into a place, a retirement community, I've never asked you this before. When you move into a Shannon Oaks or any other seniors retirement community, what length of time, Jillian, do you commit in that initial move in? Is it for 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years?
Month to month.
Oh, really?
Month to month. So you move in on, for example, May 1st. In May 30th, you can give your notice.
Is that right?
Yes.
So these people who have discovered that they made the wrong choice and ended up in the wrong retirement community, they're not married to that address indefinitely then?
No, definitely not. Most retirement communities are month to month.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them are. Now, some retirement communities are different options. They have different tenure choices.
Sure, okay.
So that you can perhaps buy a condo with some services, different sort of things like that. That is a possibility. At Shannon Oaks, we have the month-to-month rental.
Interesting.
So you don't have to sink a whole bunch of money into it. You can just make that commitment for a certain time.
Is that information on the website?
Should be.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay.
Yeah, should
well,
be.
It's just good to know because, again, especially if you're dealing with someone who, unlike our friend Alma here, was most keen and willing to move in, thank you very much, made the big decision. Not everyone is as obliging as Alma was, and all the more reason, though, to understand the economics involved. So, look, Mom, if this turns out to be the wrong place, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on here.
Yeah. That's right.
I doubt you're going to say that once you stick around for a little while, but if that is the case, it's not a prison sentence. We'll get you out of here.
Put your toe in the water by doing the trial stay.
Right.
Come and stay for a month, 2 months, 3 months. See what it's like.
Right.
And it's not, you're not there forever.
Just before we go to break, Alma kind of laughed when I said it's not a prison sentence. Now, but think about this. When you were little, when people went to old folks' homes, they went to terrible old places that you wouldn't want to go to. You were afraid to go even visit somebody who lived there. They were so awful. That's what a lot of people still, in 2014, Alma, imagine a seniors retirement community to be like. And it couldn't be further from the truth.
That's absolutely true. Couldn't be further.
but you can certainly relate to the
Yes.
mindset
Yes.
that old draconian house on the hill.
Right.
Oh, what a horrible place.
Yeah.
And that's what some people, seniors particularly, still in their mind's eye see when son or daughter says, Mom, we'd like to talk to you about retirement community living. And they think, not on your life. I'm not going to live in one of those places.
I think you're right.
Come and test the waters.
There you go.
Come and test.
BaptistHousing.org. Check it out while we take this break on Boomer Life right here on AM 650.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on AM 650.